Welcome to Channel 18 News. I'm Jim Rogers. The Hopkins County Grand Jury handed down 58 indictments, 14 of which were sealed. They handed those indictments down on Monday. Among those indicted that were released were 5 injury to a child elderly disabled indictments, 1 possession of child pornography, several burglaries, a number of drug charges, and others. A complete list of all of those who were indicted and those indictments released can be found on ksstradio.com. As ground was being tilled by equipment furnished by Precinct 4, work began on the county vegetable garden located on county land outside the Silver Springs city limits. Hopkins County Sheriff-elect Lewis Tatum is seeking to save in the cost of inmate meals by planting a garden that will provide vegetables for the meals. He's also hoping to develop a program that will allow inmates to raise hogs to feed the inmates' meals.
We are planting a garden for try to raise vegetables to feed the inmates.
Why?
Try to save money. We're going to put it against the cost of all the meals. Kenneth Dean, Miss Sullivan is working in the jail. We're going to try to see how much money we can save. Hoping to save, anywhere 30, 40, 50 cents a meal between this and raising the hogs.
Raising the hogs? Where are you going to be raising hogs?
Well, we may have to put them down on that far corner down there by the road. That's the only place we can put them.
Okay, how's this going to work? The inmates going to work this?
Trustees are going to work this. Jace Anglin's going to oversee it with the Lee Glenn, and the trustees will be working this garden. Probably about an acre or so right now we're going to have plowed up. Danny Evans, Precinct 4 Commissioner, is the one starting tilling this thing up for us with one of his big machines, which we sure do appreciate it. And once we get her going good, we hope to be saving quite a bit of money. Mr. Dean had come to us from the prison system. He was a jail administrator. Now they've done this quite a bit in the prison system, and they fed a lot of their inmates.
What are you going to plant?
This fall we're going to plant peas. In September we're going to plant peas. Then in the spring we're going to plant okra, squash, more peas, beans, just whatever we can get in the ground. If we get that place down there tilled up, we're going to plant some corn down there on the other end. To see how much we can get to, this is trial and error, see how much money we can save, and we may even try to get bigger next year.
Tending a garden is a daily event. You're going to have somebody out here every day?
Yes, every day. Every day the trustees will be coming out once we get it planted with Lee and Jace, and they'll keep it hoed out, keep all the grass out of it, and then pick the vegetables.
Well, that machine show is loud, isn't it?
But it sure does feel good. We're getting it.
We're getting it.
Here's Don Julian with sports.
Ready or not, the regular season gets underway for the Wildcats football team Friday as the Sherman Bearcats will be coming to Gerald Prim Stadium. The Bearcats have changed head coaches, and he has brought in a whole new staff. Wildcats football coach Greg Owens met with media members Wednesday morning. I began by asking him if he's still anxious about losing a week of practice and a scrimmage due to spring football practice.
I mean, just the anxiety of getting things done. I mean, the urgency of all that kind of stuff, and first game and home game, and all the stuff that are behind the scenes, from tickets to concessions to field maintenance, readiness. I mean, all that kind of stuff. I mean, just all those little things are sitting there, and we're still trying to get a football team ready to play, and that kind of stuff. So, we're hoping there's improvement. We saw a lot of stuff on the video from last scrimmage, and those are things obviously we focused on this week, and the urgency of that. And we know it's not all going to be fixed in one week, but that's why we have preseason games and non-district ball games, and just thankful we're not in an 11-team district where you start week 1. I know the Frisco's right now, they're playing the Star. I mean, this is week 1 is district ball game.
Wow.
So those guys are just to open that building and stuff. So there's a lot of anxiety on those guys because that deals with the playoffs. Our things now is just still trying to get kids healthy and learn and experience of which I'm always going to tell you this time of year is we're trying to get more experience and guys to mature and grow and get there. So that's where we are right now. And we got an opponent that it's a game, but it's not playoff seriousness about that capacity.
How interesting is it to prepare for a coaching staff that comes in late and you don't know all that much about them? I guess you've seen a scrimmage, and you probably know what he likes to do from Flower Mound Marcus. But
yeah, I mean, we've got some ideas of what they're doing. We've seen the scrimmage, but I mean that's week 1 and week 2. We're fixing to play another one in Florida on week 2. The same deal. We don't know these guys. We've never played them, and the same thing goes for the other side of the ball. I mean that's us too. But we've been here a little while longer. He's going to have some tape to be able to go back to from previous years when we've played them to kind of see what we're doing. And so it puts a little bit more on it because you got to be ready to adjust because you never know what's going to happen and how vanilla is the guy in his play calling as far as it goes, in a scrimmage, So those are things we've looked at and know that. But we know the kids. We kind of size the kids up. You'll see scouting reports now that we don't know. In scrimmages, you just wear a number, or you don't wear a number at all. So we don't have depth charts telling us exactly about the kids, but we're able to see what this kid's doing. Who's the left guard? Who's the right tackle? We're able to look through those things and again scheme. So whatever number's out there, it doesn't matter. And we're not. This sounds crazy, but we're not as concerned about Sherman as we are about ourselves. We're worried about us doing our things right, us executing our plays right, us being consistent on the offensive, defensive side of the ball, us having eye discipline, us being disciplined in our reads and tackling and those things, and overall effort. I mean, those are the things we're looking at that we have to improve on.
How's practice? How's it been going this week?
Well, Monday was pretty good. It wasn't bad. We got a Monday at 4 o'clock, and then we have, yesterday was 26 years of doing this. I've never had a great first day, and that proved to be the case yesterday. It's just different when the kids are in the schoolhouse, when they're in the building, and there's a lot of stuff going on inside that building, and all their friends in here and all their buddies are here. All that stuff is taking place, and then they're in the air conditioning, and all of a sudden they leave that and come right back out here and jump right out into the heat. And yesterday was a little hotter because the sun was out a little bit yesterday, so it was a little bit warmer. But it was good. I mean, it was a very good workout. I mean, overall to get it done. Now we didn't like some of the stuff in the middle of it, and again, some of the things we're trying to correct. Those were problems. Those were problematic a little bit. The kids being gassed and tired, and us just teaching defensive guys to run to the football, and not stand around and watch. And so, those kind of drills, those aren't fun for the kids, and that gasses them pretty early. So now, how do you deal with that, and how do you recover? And how do you handle the rest of this practice? So, the intensity level was higher. This is not, we talked about spring ball practices and how kind of they were laid back and easy and fundamentals. Well, now it's game week. Mm-hmm. So you're probably not getting as many reps if we don't expect you to go into the ball game as the guys, 1 or 2s maybe going into the ball game right now. So the guys that we have confidence in that can go out there and make plays and know what to do and execute the plays, those are guys, it's game time. So we're on a game week and 3 days, and then we kind of take a day to kind of a little quick prep, and then here we go, play a ball game.
Tell us about Sherman offensively and defensively, how they impress you.
They've got one of the things they got some really good offensive linemen, which are also their same defensive linemen. So those guys are going both ways. So we hopefully that's an advantage for us if we can get them tired. And that's one of our goals. And that also, if they're trying to tempo us, I don't know that they can with those guys doing that, because in the scrimmage we saw, they played almost every snap. And so they're well conditioned, but at the same time, you're going to be taxed, the more that you do that. So they're going to line up in the traditional spread. They're going to be 2 by 2, 3 by 1. They'll put a little H back in there like we do. Very, very similar to us offensively. A very good-looking running back, big physical kid that runs downhill and gets after you. But he's a good-looking guy, and a seasoned quarterback, and the Bedgood kid, which we've seen the last 2 years. Mm-hmm. He can throw it, run around. He's got a lot of looks in baseball, and so we expect, he's probably that's going to be his avenue in college. But he's a very accurate passer. Again, he's got great speed. He left the game for us last year in that ball game, and he was kind of gutting us up the middle, scrambling. We were having a hard time containing him until he got dinged up, and so that was problematic for us then. But I mean, they're pretty good flying around. They know what they're doing. They're coming off the tough season, so they're trying to get it back together. Got a coach trying to figure his kids out, so they're saying the same thing, their media, that I'm saying today. The consistency. Here we go. Get in here, get experience, get some confidence back with the kids. Start fast. I mean, all those things, same deal. So, if we don't take care of business, they'll expose us. They've got some weapons. They've always had some athletes. And then they've got some more of those guys that go both ways too. There's one of their slot receivers is really good. He's also the starting safety, which I can tell you his name, but his number's not on there. We're guessing he's number 4 on the program is who I think he is. But he's a very talented safety, very, very good kick returner, punt returner guy, and a very dangerous slot receiver. Super athletic, super competitive. I mean, his motor runs hot all the time. And so, I mean, he's a passionate player on defense too.
Coach Young was awfully impressed with defensive line for Sherman. He thought that was their strength on defense.
Yeah, I agree with him. I mean, it's that and maybe those safeties. What I would say would be the second thing, because those defensive linemen are physical. They get after you. They just good-looking kids. Now, again, they're playing both sides, but they are physical. They're not giving much ground. I mean, they are holding their ground and getting at you. They've got great ball get-off. Again, they're just tough. I mean, they're like tree stumps rooted in there. I mean, it's hard to move them out of the way. So we hope the big boys, we've been hitting the sled a lot this week. So that's one of the things we needed to work on, was maintaining blocks and staying on blocks and really coming off the ball. Fortunately, we have an indoor. When all that rain was the week before, we needed all the rain, but we didn't get out and get to hit the sled much the first week before that first scrimmage, and that was what, to me, was very glaring with our offensive line, is not blowing people off the ball. And we're big. We got the potential to do that. We just aren't consistently doing it. So the sled is a great reminder. And so on Monday, I believe it was Monday, they got a great taste of that after practice. So I think it made an impact.
Hesitate to ask, but any injury situations?
What are those?
Anybody
we don't
holding out?
I didn't know.
Game time decisions?
Yeah, it's all game time decisions on that stuff.
Okay.
How is Sherman for? Is it like a run-pass mixture, like we don't always?
No, scrimmage.
How'd they look in scrimmage? Did they?
Trying to do both.
Okay. On the defense, in particular formations they base that of, or they're all over the place?
Say that again.
On the defense, what formations they?
I mean, they're not just like the same defense that we're running right now. They're a 3-4. Again, that's those 3 defensive linemen in there. It looks to me like they play consistently 5 defensive linemen, but again, it's the main 3 or the main 3. But they're a 3-4, and I'm making adjustments out of that, and then they can slide to a 4-2 look, and I'm sure they're getting a 3-3 stack, and all those things that we have the capability of doing. We don't know how much of that we're going to see the first week, but.
Okay. But those guys play both ways. A lot of their big linemen.
Their linemen do. Yeah.
That might come into stamina.
And a couple skill kids, So again, it's hard to tell in that scrimmage and who's ones and who's twos, and they're just they're like us, trying to get everybody reps, and so they can get video on them and see what they can do, and also trying to keep guys fresh and not get injured. And they did the same thing in their scrimmage against Kennedale that we did against LA. They played 4 quarters. Okay. They put 10 minutes up there, exactly like we did. They fair caught punts, they fair caught kicks, and so it was neat to see that kind of setting. But it also really didn't define who's your number 1 group and who's your number 2 group. They were rotating the quarterbacks in, rotating some running backs in, but we knew the big boy, and it was obvious who the linemen were too, just by their play and how physical they were. So we got an idea, but again, it's hard to match names and know exactly how they're going to do that. And after that scrimmage, he might have changed his mind on some of that stuff too. So he may have found a player or two that can help him and not start this kid. So it's like us. Everybody's doing the balancing act right now. When to rest, how much to rest, and so obviously we'll hopefully tempo comes into the ball game for us in our favor, and we can get them tired.
The Lady Cats volleyball team defeated Mount Vernon 3-0 in Wildcats Gym on Tuesday evening. They won 25-15, 25-16, and 25-21. Lady Cats volleyball coach Justin Manis reviewed stats from the match, and then I talked with Coach Manis.
Need kills first. All right, kills. Let's see here. Kaylee Jefferson, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 kills for Kaylee. Mika, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 kills, 1 error, which is very good. Autumn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 kills, 1 error. Sharita, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kills. Tori had 24 assists. Kaylee Jefferson looks like she had 17 digs. Andon Hammock had 5 digs. Amani Taylor had 5 digs. We were really good at defensively at the net. Let's see here. Mika had 2 block solos, 4 block assists. Abby had 2 block assists. Autumn had 2 block assists. And then Sharita had 3 block assists. See, about it.
Coach, awfully impressive performance by your ladies.
You know what? I actually told the ladies at the end that was probably our cleanest performance of the year. We ran our plays well, and I think even Mount Vernon thought it was pretty fast what we were doing. So I was pleased with the ladies. They're passing the ball well. They're starting to click a lot better, which is good to see going into Tyler tournament this weekend.
And listening to you give those statistics, you're getting good participation from just anybody.
Exactly, and that's what's kind of special about this team. We just don't have one person that can put the ball away. We have several that can, and they're getting better at it. But we also have people that can get them the ball. Our passers and setters doing a really good job getting the ball.
Yeah, I saw some passes up there where they had some big, strong finishes. Just right in the wheelhouse.
That's exactly. You wanted to target, and that's what we work on a lot in practice. And our speed is good. Our passes aren't real high. We're keeping them low and fast, and that's what I want our system to be like, a fast system.
You're seeing a lot less of kind of indecision and opening spots on the court.
It just takes time playing and getting to know each other, their tendencies, and know who's going to get a ball when they need to get it. And so the ladies are starting to trust each other as well.
You got a big weekend coming up.
Yes, a big one.
Tyler and Mineola stuff. That's
right. We have Mineola on Friday. I believe Tyler we have Elkhart, Longview, and I can't think of the other one else, but it's going to be a tough pull regardless. We're going to have to play.
It was very tough for us
yes.
last year, that was a hump we couldn't get over.
And they're usually big, so we're going to have to expect to play very strong at the net.
I would think you'd have a lot of caliber teams in the Tyler area.
It's a good finishing tournament for us as far as a varsity tournament, especially as we get closer to district. Very good.
You like where you are right now?
I do. I know we haven't reached our potential, and that's a good thing. We talked about that. If we're peaking right now, we don't want to be there. We want to wait for the right time for that to happen.
Thanks for watching Channel 18 News. Have a great evening.
As far as Disney goes, parents, Monday night for your kids that are going in the cafeteria at 7 o'clock, we have a Florida meeting, and it's required that you be there. So you need to be there for forms and those things, and here to get the final itinerary and doing that kind of stuff. So yeah, this time next week we're fixing to load a bus and we're fixing to be gone for 5 days. So and there's been a lot of preparation in that, and a lot of stuff going on with it, and so we're working through all those things. But back to your original question, I don't know. I think the kids are good. I think they're excited about this game. It's a home game. Here we are. Yes, that is lurking out there, but we really hadn't had to do a whole lot except maybe earn some money this summer for it. And they're just kind of clueless right now until we tell them Monday night, pack these 3 things and this and do that stuff. So we'll give them a detailed list of all these things that are packed in there. And me and some coaches have been getting stuff behind the scenes prepared and ready, and equipment and how we're going to travel and all that kind of stuff going. So, I think we're ready for Friday. I know we're tired of practicing. I'm sick of it, to be honest with you. We've been doing all this stuff. We've been going 6 days a week since August the 8th, and just trying to make up time and going. You asked me, did I like spring or not? I love spring. Yes, and we knew it was going to be hectic at this point. Do I wish we had I don't necessarily wish we had another week practice. I might have wished we had another scrimmage, to kind of check. But these kids are ready to play. They're excited about it. We're tired of hitting each other. We're trying to encourage people to hurry up and practice. Let's go play a game and see where we're at. And that's our test. And as coaches, we love routine. We're ready to get in this routine. We're ready to go. And here's what we're doing Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays. And everybody understands that. And we know where we're going. We're glad school's started back. We get them all here. We're not running around trying to find kids where they are. The stuff's popping up. They've got to be at school. They've got to be a part of it. So then we get on our routine of, at 11:20 every day, we meet and we do these things. Today is Wednesday. We meet today. We lift weights. Then we go out and we start going through 7-on-7 in the period. And after school, we come back and do this, this, and this. So we love the routine part. We're glad that's back. We're going, and so, it's good. Now, kids have to focus a little more because of the school day, and now there's a lot more being demanded of them, and there's 7 academic classes and then 1 athletic period. So those things they have to kind of get used to.